Hi, and welcome to Social 105. I'm Amber Colbert. I'm your professor for this session and for the course. I hope that you had a good winter break and that you are excited about starting and the spring semester and all that good stuff. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to try to keep it really short. I'm going to go over the syllabus. I'm going to go over a couple of things on Cougar courses, and then we're off to a good start. Okay, so let's start with the syllabus. I'm going to just take you to Cougar courses, where you can see the setup. There are obviously going to be more of these modules, but just starting out with this first week, I know it could be overwhelming, so I didn't want to post the whole course up there, so let's just keep it simple, right? So we have the syllabus. If you click here, I'm not going to go over the entire syllabus. You can read it yourself. I did send it out in an email yesterday, so hopefully you got it. What's really important to note, my email address is right here. These are student learning outcomes. These are the 3 textbooks that you're going to need. Yes, you will need all 3 of them. You can get them on Amazon pretty cheap. I know this book is like $5. So that's like a cup of coffee at Starbucks. You could do it. You could do it. There's also, I'll show you in the schedule in case you are, concerned about cost or when to buy the books. I'll show you. You can get them throughout the course. So you don't need all 3 immediately, but you will need all 3 of them eventually. So there's that. What I'm using right now is Zoom. If you've never heard of Zoom before, this is what Zoom is. So if we ever do office hours, I can meet with you. I can see you face to face. You can see me. I can see you, and we can talk. I have some links here in the syllabus that you can go through to look at it. It's really important that you log in at least twice a week. Online classes are, there are a lot of pros and there are a lot of cons. One of the pros is that you can log on anytime and your schedule is really flexible, and that's all really great. One of the cons is that you can forget that you have a class if you do not get in the habit of logging in weekly. And then that will really affect your grade if you don't ever do any of the work. So make sure that you log in at least twice. What I say is to set a reminder for yourself. Choose 2 days. 2 weekdays. Do it right now. Decide 2 days that you're going to log in. Put a reminder on your cell phone that you have class at this time and stick to it. So, for example, I'm going to log in this is you. I'm going to log in every Tuesday and Friday at 3 o'clock. Set that reminder for yourself on your phone because, again, it might seem like it's not, but it is so easy to forget that you have an online class. Due dates for blogs. If you've not ever used blogs before, it's on Cougar courses. I have some instructions. It's pretty straightforward, but if you have other questions, I'll direct you to where you can ask those. Okay, so it's important to understand I will have a prompt for you in each of these blogs. That prompt is due, your response to that prompt is due on Thursdays at 11:59 p.m. And then you need to respond to 2 classmates. And those responses are due on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. So those are 2 hard deadlines. Thursdays, that's when you need to get your response in. Sundays is when you need to respond to other students. Now, of course, you can do this before Thursday and Sunday, but those are the deadlines. You're going to do a team presentation. I'm not even going to go over that in this video. I'll have a whole nother video to explain how to do it. It might sound crazy, like, oh my God, team presentations in an online class, what is she doing? But I've done it before and it's been really successful and a lot of students like it, so don't freak out. You will have plenty of advanced warning and help. Reading responses are due after each book. I will explain those further when it gets time. If you're ever confused about what's happening in the course, say you haven't logged in or you're feeling a little behind, there are just some simple steps that you can do. The first one is you need to check Cougar courses, look at the modules, look at what week it is, go inside and maybe that might help answer your questions. Check your email because I do email pretty regularly and often. If there is an email address, because the school gives you an email address and that is your default email, if you do not use that email address, please go into My CSUSM and change your email preferences. If you need help with that, you can ask me and I'll help you. Check the question and answer discussion forum. On Cougar courses here, I have a whole section questions and answers. So if you have a general question, like for example, how do I change my email preferences on my CSUSM? You can come here to questions and answers and then add a new topic and then type that in. What's really great about this discussion and this question and answer forum is that everybody is subscribed to it. So if I don't answer a question immediately, one of your classmates can answer the question. So it's a great way for you to be able to talk to one another and not always have to rely on myself, because I'm going to get into my email policy in a second. The very last thing you want to do is email me. And then I usually ask if you've taken the first 3 steps, because if you take those first 3 steps, it's most likely you're going to get your question answered. And not that you can't email me, like don't be afraid to email me, but yeah. You might get your answer much faster if you do these first 3 steps. These are my grading outlines. Read them. So some important things to remember. I do not accept late assignments. No late assignments. No late assignments. I don't take them. No late assignments. Okay, all right. I will drop your your 3 lowest blog scores. So if you have a 0 because you did not do the assignment that week, you can do that 3 times and have it not hurt you. But I would not F around. Like I would do the blogs. Like don't, just count on like, oh, I have 3 that I don't have to do. Do all of them. You never know where your grades might end up. I know it says late work must be completed within 7 days of its original due date, but that is a typo and I'm going to take it out. And by the time you see this, that will be gone. Let's see, I do office hours through Zoom. I think I kind of explained that. Okay, now here's why the last step is emailing me. So when you do email me, I'm teaching 8 classes at 3 different schools. So it's super important that when you email me, you give me your full name, the class that you're in, and even a section number, because I do have 2 sections of 105, because this will help me to get to you much faster. I don't accept assignments through email, so you'll never email me about, with an assignment, but you can email me your thoughts or your questions or, interesting information you think would be great for the class or just anything like that. I'm open to that. That's fine. However, please be aware that it takes me 24 to 48 hours to respond. There's a couple of things happening. Number one, that's just standard. I mean, like most of your professors, it takes them about 24 to 48 hours. Most professors are teaching, like I'm teaching, like 5 to 8 classes a semester. So there's a lot of emails that we get daily. So it takes us a minute to get through those. The other thing is I like to live on the weekends, so I really need that 48 hours. If you email me on a Friday, I most likely will not be able to respond to you until like that Sunday night or even Monday morning. And then there's another thing happening in my life. I'm currently 4 months pregnant. So I don't have a lot of control over myself. Like there's another human being who controls like my life, it feels like in some ways. So it's super important that you give me that opportunity to email you back. So that 24 to 48 hour period. So again, that's why it's really important. If you have a general question that, that you would not feel like you feel like maybe other students know the answer and you just don't, please put it in the question and answer discussion form, because that will really get you your answer much quicker. The other thing is sometimes I will get questions like, what did I miss? Or what's coming up? I will not respond to those emails. So that's why you really need to go to the question and answer discussion forum. And if you feel like you went to the question and answer discussion forum and nobody responded to you, first of all, I will see that, but if you really feel like no one's responding to you, then you can definitely email me, but please don't use me as your first go-to, especially with things that are like in the syllabus or on the schedule or that I've mentioned in a video or something of that nature. Like really rely on your classmates for that kind of information. If you have something really private, obviously don't put it in the question and answer discussion forum. Email me and we will, work it out. I think that's about it. Here's the schedule, how the readings work out. I even have it color coordinated. Like I mentioned, if you can't get all 3 books immediately, we're working with the new Jim Crow. Get that one first. These readings here that say course materials, that's where you can find them on Cougar Courses. In fact, I can show you that. Here it is, course materials, and then this has the readings for the entire semester that are on there. Also, if you're like concerned about what you're supposed to do in the blogs, I have blog instructions here. You can look at that, and that's great. I'm trying to think of anything else. In these blogs, you know, please, we're going to discuss a bunch of things: gender, sex, sexual behavior, religion, ethnicity, politics. It's an exciting time in the country, right? So we're going to discuss all of those things. All the things you're not supposed to talk about with, like, you know, like a first date or anything. We're going to talk about it all together. Now, I know sometimes people get really bold online because you feel like no one can see your face. And it's just like an opportunity for you to just, you know, have at it. I'm cool with strong opinions, but what I'm not cool with is hate speech of any kind. So please understand that people are going to have different views. I might even have a different view than you do. Please don't be dismissive immediately. Please, you know, be open to hearing what other people have to say and learning from different people's perspectives, because that is the whole point of college, and definitely this class, is to come together and to talk about things that are, like, you know, exciting and wonderful and great. So, all right, that is the syllabus. I think there's one last thing I needed to show you. Profile pictures. Please be sure to upload a profile picture. Usually I make this an assignment. If I find that a lot of people haven't uploaded the profile picture, then I will make it an assignment, but I'm just going to trust that you're all going to do this. In case you're unsure about how to upload a profile picture, I will show you right now. So we come back here to Cougar Courses. Here is where you would click on. I already have a picture up there. You'll just go to where, if it's like blank right there, I think it'll just be like a little avatar blank thing. But you'll go here and then come down to Preferences. Oh my God, why is this not working for me? Preferences, and then Edit Profile. And then this is where you can scroll down and then put in your profile. So I think you all know how to, like, attach documents now, so that should not be an issue. One last, very, very last thing. Let me come back to your class. Very last thing you need to do for this week is introduce yourself. Make sure that you answer, you know, you can answer all of these questions if you would like to, but, you know, at least answer like one or two of them, and respond to two other classmates. Feel free to make this as personal as you want to make it. You can put pictures in there. You can change the font. You can change the colors, all kinds of stuff. In case you need to know how to do that, we click on New Blog Post. And also give it like some kind of, you know, cool title, not like my introduction, you know, like, you know, give us some insight to your personality in these titles. But in the message part, to change like fonts and colors, you want to come here. This is the color section. Here are, oh, it doesn't let you do fonts anymore. Okay. Well, you can do like, you can make the sizes different depending on, like, heading large is obviously the largest, paragraph is kind of small, but you can bold things, italicize things. I think here's where you can click and upload like pictures or photos or, you know, clip art or whatever you want to. Is clip art still a thing, or is that like so 90s? I don't know. All right, but you can do what you want. So I think that is everything. I think that's the most pressing things you need to know within the first few days. I put on Cougar Courses that I will do like whole nother video and a whole nother topic about teams and presentations and signing up for that. But for right now, for these first few days, let's just, you know, watch this video, go over the syllabus, introduce ourselves, get used to being on Cougar Courses. For some of you, this might be your first online class. For some of you who might have taken classes with me before, and hi, good to see you again. But I just want everyone to feel a little bit comfortable and check things out, and I'll definitely be back for updates. So that's great. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to use the question and answer discussion board. If it's really personal or you don't feel comfortable, you can email me. All right, I'm looking forward to working with all of you, and I hope you have a great first week.